Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Stranger Things, Season 5, Episode 2 recap and review. The Vanishing of Holly Wheeler. Episode 2 of Stranger Things. Season 5 starts with Holly being attacked by the Demogorgon. She races into the bathroom and warns Karen, who takes Holly, and the pair hide under the water. When Ted shows up with a golf club, he sees the Demogorgon firsthand and tries to fight it. It doesn't go well. It does go better for Karen, though, at least for a while, as she stabs it repeatedly with a broken wine bottle. Unfortunately, the Demogorgon is too strong and too vicious. Both Ted and Karen are rushed to hospital with bad injuries. As for Holly, she's gone and taken to the Upside Down. Before the portal closes, though, 11 steps through to try and get her back. Nancy heads to the hospital with Mike and blames herself, believing she should have done something to stop this. After all, she saw these exact visions last season. Mike tries to talk her around, but Lucas chimes up. He's not sure this is Vecna, unaware of the plot armor hovering around every character. Lucas reminds them the date is November 3rd, which is 3 days away from the anniversary of Will's disappearance. They got Will back, and he's convinced they'll get Holly back too, even if all of this is turning out to be an eerie coincidence. Naturally, the military show up at the Wheeler residence and quarantine the place. They're convinced that they may be on the right track to finding 11, who's obviously in the Upside Down. They even have pictures of her too, which Dr. K is very interested in observing. Out of everyone, 11 manages to stumble upon Hopper in the Upside Down, who's out in the woods. She takes his flashlight and the pair head off on the hunt for the injured Demogorgon together. Naturally, Hopper continues his protective dad routine here, while Elle keeps a level head and continues to track the Demogorgon. As they continue up the train tracks, Elle realizes that Hopper is injured and helps patch him up. They talk for a bit, where Hopper reiterates how worried he is about her, and after what happened to Sarah, he knows they can't count on anything in this world. As they continue to search, they head to the edge of the Upside Down, where they find a huge, giant wall. I wonder if there are undead White Walkers behind there. Back in the real world, Joyce speaks to Will, who brings up the visions he's experiencing, and how they're different this time. He sees it as a dream, but he's now in the POV of the hive mind. Will doesn't think the connection has ever really gone, convinced now that Vecna is closer than ever before. Robin believes his goosebumps are a way of tracking down Vecna's location, serving as a sort of antenna. She spitballs that it may be a good way of tracking him down. It seems to be that the closer he gets to him, the more intense the seizures and goosebumps. Will is adamant this is the right play, although Joyce isn't so sure. She thinks this is foolhardy, especially after the Mind Flayer incident in Season 2. She thinks a better idea is to get the radio signal back up and running. Outside, Jonathan lashes out at Steve, and the two argue over vying for Nancy's affection. In the midst of their fight, Dustin, sporting a bloody nose, shows up. He's brought up to scratch over what's going on after Steve chews him out for getting beat up. Back at the hospital, Mike speaks to Nancy about his thoughts and chimes in that he believes Holly's imaginary friend may actually be real. He doesn't want to have regrets by not acting out, and thinks Karen could hold the key to finding her and learning more about this mystery man. The pair concoct a plan together to get in and see Karen. With Ted in an induced coma, she's their only hope. They dress as a nurse and patient, breaking in the old-fashioned way. Nancy and Mike speak to their mum, and Karen writes out what she can. Will also comes to the same conclusion with Robin, and believes that he's actually seen things through Holly's eyes. Specifically from the roundabout, this would explain why he was spinning and eventually collapsed. It's here we learn that Holly's imaginary friend is none other than Henry. He's been guiding her to his house, promising to save her from the monsters. The episode review. So predictably, we learn here that Henry is the one Holly has been seeing, and it becomes clear that he's going to use her to get to the others. Unfortunately, this episode also repeats the same information we've already known last season. For the second episode in a row, Robin reveals that she's got a girlfriend and opens up to Will. We saw this exact conversation with Steve in the bathroom in Season 3 and last episode too, and it doesn't do anything meaningful to push the plot forward. Meanwhile, Hopper has a heart-to-heart with Elle about how he's scared of losing her like he did with Sarah. This conversation and emotional beat been done twice now, once in Season 2 and another in Season 3. It's like we're rehashing the same dialogue again and repeating character beats, hoping that audiences don't notice. As for the main plot, anyone could have figured out Holly was seeing Henry given the brief flash of a suited jacket in Episode 1. Who else could it have been, however? Getting her back could prove to be a problem, especially now that we know Vecna is very much alive and wanting revenge. To be fair, though, Stranger Things does raise the stakes by forcing the Wheelers into a position of genuine danger, which is a nice change of pace. However, I do think both of them needed to die to really feel the effects of Vecna's wrath. When even the zealous characters in this show are surviving vicious attacks like this, it doesn't look good for the main cast, who are in desperate need of thinning out. 2 episodes in, and this has been a very mediocre season so far. Let's hope the episodes ahead improve.